guys, what are you at? Today is Thursday, Thursday, June 16th. I just got back from a walk. I'm in a right state. I'm all flushed in the face, as you can see. But anyway, I figured I might as well do this video, because if I don't do this video, it's not going to get done. So, it is what it is. Whew. I'm still out of breath from my walk. I'm like horribly out of shape. But anyway, I'm on an endeavor to get back in shape. I used to be a runner years ago. And, well, not years ago. Like, I don't know, 5 years ago? Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago, I was still running. Nothing major, like I never ran a marathon or anything, but, you know, 5K, 10K, that kind of thing. Yeah, and I gave it up. I found it really hard on my joints. I was having a lot of issues with my knees. I'm predisposed to issues with my knees anyway, so the running wasn't helping any. And I gave that up and opted for lower impact stuff like yoga and everything. And I love my yoga, but I need something that's a little more, I don't know, get out there. I hike a lot, but the weather here in the winter it's not conducive to hiking. So anyway, I've started walking again and got a Fitbit. Love it. Got that for my birthday. It's really been a motivator for me more than anything else, and I find that I am consistently, at least in the last week or so, getting my 10,000 plus steps in, and drinking my water, because I've been logging my water as well. So yeah, that's all been going good. But anyway, haven't had much time for anything else, so haven't done a video. Kids are finishing up school. My oldest is just graduating this year from high school, so she just had her last final exam yesterday. And my son, who's in grade 9, going to high school next year for grade 10, he just got his last exam tomorrow. And then they're done for a few days. They go back and get their report card for the end of the school year. And that's it. So we've been kind of busy with, you know, getting them sorted and studying and being a mom and running around. And oh, and my work schedule changed as well. My work schedule, instead of doing 2-day shifts, 2 12-hour days and 2 12-hour nights, I've switched to all night shifts. So I'm doing 4 night shifts, 4 12-hour night shifts in a row, followed by 4 days off. I enjoy it. I like it, but it's just been there was a couple weeks of an adjustment sort of thing, but it's all good. And I'm drinking my water. Actually, it's water with Dasani flavoring stuff in it, which is sucralose, not aspartame, which is good, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway. So, cross-stitching. I fell down a rabbit hole, or a Hade hole. Heaven and Earth Designs in April announced their second challenge, which was to stitch a full page on a regular size chart, cross-country. But you had to do the cross-country one color at a time. So if 310 was used on the page, you had to stitch all the instances where 310 showed up on the page. Then you would switch to your next color, color number 2, and stitch all the instances of that on the page. I decided I was going to do it. And bit off probably a little more than I could chew. I decided I was going to do it on my old world map, so I got that piece out. It's, as with most Hades, is confetti heavy, but the top corner is especially confetti heavy. But I went ahead and did it anyway, and soon figured that I wasn't going to get it completed by the completion date if I didn't work solely on this. So for a month, the entire month of May, this was all I stitched on, was my Old World map by Haid. I did stitch on a few other things, like in between, like on my night shifts during my breaks, or you know, the odd time here or there. I did stitch on a few other little things, and I'll show those to you, but for the most part, my rotation went right out the window, and I just stuck to my Old World map. So I'm going to show you that. I have to apologize for the lighting in here as well. I'm recording from a different area in my house, which you've probably noticed. This is my craft room. It's a room downstairs. I love it in here, but it has limey green, bright limey green walls. So everything has like this green hue in here, except for this wall. This used to be the kids' like playroom, like toy room when they were really little, and we let them help decorate one day, and we put their hands and feet in just regular like crafter's paint, like toll paint kind of paint, water-based paint, and let them put their handprints and their feet prints on the wall. And I don't have the heart to paint over it. I mean, Emma's handprints are the larger ones on the wall, but Marshall's are really tiny, and his little footprint is like small. Yeah, I don't have the heart to paint over it. So I have one wall that looks like that, and the rest of the walls are green with I hand painted a polka dotty thing. I'll try and insert a picture of that actually, because I've painted a couple of my walls with like designs on them, and that's one. So I'll try and insert a picture if I remember. Actually, I'll make a note to do it. So, I'm going to show you my Haid now. Let's get to the cross-stitching stuff. Enough waiting. Okay. So, I'll insert a picture where you saw this one the last time. And this is where it is now. There we go. That's my Old World map. See if I can get it a bit closer. So this was the page I did, move the thread out of the way. This was the page I did for the challenge. You would think that this would be all one color of peachiness, and it is not. There's several different colors in there, and this is all confetti. Very similar to how this is confetti. So yeah, I had half of page 1 done. Had about half of page 1 done. But you had to do a full page for the challenge, so I just dropped down and did the next page down underneath. So that's that. I'm pleased with it. I'm stitching this 2/1 on 18 count, so it's going to be quite big. Quite big. See how everything goes green? So it's going to be quite big. So that's 1/1 on 18 count. Not 1/1. 2/1. Sorry. That is now put to bed, so I can get back to some of my other whips. The second big whip that I worked on was my Monopoly board. Right after I finished the Haid challenge, the next piece in my rotation that I would have picked up would have been my Monopoly board. Now this is green and the room is green, so God knows how this is going to show up, but I had 2 full sides stitched, I think the last time you saw it, and I had the outline, the black outline for the blocks stitched for the other 2 sides. So I'll insert a picture of where it was, I think, the last time you saw it. And this is it now. So there we go. It is quite large. It's quite large. I think I got it all in the screen. So the side I worked on this week was this side here. Hang on. This side here. The Go block was already done. So I stitched in community chest with these two places. I did the income tax with Reading Railroad, and I put a little bit of silver Krennic or whatever in there, metallic thread. And then I finished it off with this and the in jail corner. I did start to fill in this side, but that was as far as I got before I was done for the week on that rotation. So I don't have any other whips from my regular rotation to show you because, like I said, fell down the rabbit hole with the Haid. I'm currently working on my Christmas Carol piece. That's the piece I'm doing for this week, and I'm so happy to get back to that as well. This, in case anyone is wondering, I stitched this on 14 count Aida, and it's 2/1. And my plans for this, I'm pretty sure I talked about it in another video, but in case I didn't, when I charted that, I measured, we have this big square coffee table down here in the rec room. Hang on. So we had this big square coffee table down here in the rec room, and it's got like a design like routed into like just a square routed into the large table. And my husband is actually going to, I measured it out so that that Monopoly board will fit inside where that design is routed, that square. So my husband's going to use that as a guideline, and he's going to route the tabletop because it's solid wood. So he's going to route down and into the tabletop so that it's recessed. I'm going to pin that onto foam core board like you would if you were framing it. I'll pin it onto that, set it into the table. There'll still be a wooden edging all the way around the outside. And then I'm going to get a large piece of glass and put a glass tabletop right on it. So it will actually be framed like in the tabletop. So yeah, so that'll be in our rec room. So people can put drinks and stuff on it and it won't get spilled over and damage it and all that sort of stuff. And it can be there as a conversation piece, or we can play Monopoly on it or what have you. So that's my Monopoly board. Next one is going to be my Lizzie Kate. Where's that? Here it is. It's still on my lap stand. Hang on, I got a pillowcase over it. Look, bananas and pajamas. From when the kids were little. Okay. So Lizzie Kate, A Good Marriage. This is how far I've gotten with this one. I think this was the line that I've done in the last couple of weeks. I managed to stitch this in. That's as far as I've gotten. This one hasn't gotten a lot of love recently. But that's as far as I got. The colors are actually showing up pretty well there. The variegation. That's not too bad. So that's Lizzie Kate. And then I had a new start and a finish for Father's Day. Anyone who's followed me for a while will know that last Father's Day I did some Clouds Factory designs. I did one from Jaws, and then I made one, I designed one myself for the movie Shaun of the Dead. So Father's Day, of course, is this weekend coming up. I wanted a couple more pieces to add to the ones I did last year. So I did Star Trek by Cloud's Factory. There we go. Again, I don't know what the lighting is, you know, in here, but so that's them. I just need to wash this out and iron it now, and then put it in get a little frame to put it in. So that's them. I did this one. That was a cute little stitch. And Shaun of the Dead, which I did last year, I made myself. Those same characters, or same actors, have several movies out together. And another movie is Hot Fuzz. So I'm going to do that one. Again, can't get a Clouds Factory design for Hot Fuzz, so I'm doing it myself. All I've got done right now is just the little suit for the first guy. That's it. So I will have to get that finished before this weekend. Shouldn't be much trouble. I'll stitch that up. I'm off the next couple of days. I'm having day surgery done, nothing major, but you know, I'm going to be home from work for a couple days, so I'm just going to stitch that and I'll have it done in no time. So that's everything that I've worked on. Not a whole lot of progress on my rotation, but I did get a lot of progress on that Hade. I'm very pleased to have a page finish. Did I like the challenge? I was always a cross-country stitcher before, so stitching cross-country wasn't a big deal. What I did not like was stitching cross-country all of one color on a full page. All the counting that was involved and all the... Yeah, I didn't really like that. That kind of... Right? I would prefer to do like a section, like start with a thread and follow that thread until its logical conclusion. And then start with the next thread and do that one. So you're not really parking, you're not really completely stitching across country. It's like a combination of the two. I'll probably will continue to use that on that piece of it because it is very confetti heavy, and parking all the time, you're having to change your thread constantly with that piece. So I'll probably will take a thread and stitch it to its logical conclusion, end it off, or park it, and then start with another thread. Yeah, okay. So that's that. That's all of my cross-stitch pieces. As I said, I've been walking a bit. I got a Fitbit. I did post some pictures of where I walk, which people found really interesting because, like, I live right next to the ocean. People don't realize, I guess, or I shouldn't say people don't realize, but people don't, there's a lot of people who don't live near water. And you're pretty hard-pressed not to find a bit of water in Newfoundland. But my street is not on the ocean, but if I walk right to the end of my street, I'm at the ocean. So what I do is I walk down my street and then cross the main intersection. I just cross the intersection, and then I'm right on what used to be an old railway bed, and the town has taken it over, and they've redeveloped it. So it's redeveloped as a walking trail and a biking trail. So you share it with bicycles. And but the railway bed runs right along the coastline. So it runs right along the ocean. So I walk down my street and I walk the railway bed, the trailway, as far as I can go. And then I turn around and come back. The trailway actually goes right across the entire province. Like I could walk from one end of this province to the other on that railway bed. But only certain areas are as developed as where I am. But I'll insert some video at the end of where that is, just to show you what it looks like. Because it's lovely. It's really nice, lots of fresh air, and beats me out. And makes me all flushed and red in the face from the wind coming off the ocean. What else? So, last thing I noticed, I noticed a lot of people talking about planners lately and what they're using for planners and getting into using planners. And I've used a planner forever. Ever, like for a long time. I have a lot of crafts. I crochet, I cross stitch, I scrapbook, thus the plethora of other scrapbooky things behind me and stacks of stuff next to me. I've gone through a bunch of different planners over the years, trying to find something that would work for me. And I guess when it came right down to it, I decided that I don't like planners that you have to decorate. Like the Erin Condren planners, or I forget the name of the one that Michaels carries. They look lovely, they look really nice, but they're not practical for me. To me, a planner is supposed to help you save time. And if you're spending time decorating it and putting it together, that's taking away from time you could be spending at something else. So, the system that I found, I'll just show you, I was going to show you real quick, because if anybody else is of the same mindset and you like the idea of having a planner, but you don't like the idea of every week having to sit down and decorate it and fill out everything and whatnot, I don't know, this might be a solution for some of you. You've seen me with this book in my hands before, because I keep my notes in here for my YouTube videos. But this is a Midori. Actually, it's a faux dory, because I made this one myself. But you can purchase them. You can just Google Midori, Midori, Midori. They're a traveler's notebook, and they work with an elastic system, so you can fit several booklets and planners in there, and they're all held in with elastics. I don't know if I can show that very well. You can fit several of them in one cover. This was a piece of leather that I had, and I punched the holes, put the elastics in, put some little charms on and stuff. So I'm just going to do a quick little flip of what I keep in here, or how I do my planner, to show you that sometimes this might be a nice alternative. There's nothing wrong with the decorative planners, but I scrapbook a lot, and when I'm spending time scrapbooking, I don't want to spend time also decorating my planner, even though I've got a lot of supplies I can do it with. So to each their own. It's just, this is just a different way of doing it. So in my planner, like I said, I've got several books. Several booklets. Now again, these booklets though, I just made myself. They're out of plain computer paper, and I folded them over, put a piece of scrapbook paper on the outside, made a cover, and Bob's your uncle. And everything in here is held in, is held in with these elastics. So if I want to remove it, see if I can do this just to show you real quick. And if I want to remove it, I can just, slide it out from the elastic, and I can just slide it back in, no problem. So what I got in here, the first thing is my planner. My planner is more like a bullet journal, okay? And I put all kinds of different things in here. That's what I like about this. It's very free form. There's no rules to this. There's no lines that I have to worry about filling in or not filling in. So basically it's a bullet journal. The front booklet is a bullet journal. And I just, let me see if I can show you. So it's just plain paper. I usually write the date, the day of the week. I keep track of my water. I'm doing way better with this now. I usually have all of these ticked off now. Sometimes I put in the weather, what it was like today. I fill out my bullets for my journal, for my tasks I need to do. And then at the end of the day, I do a little bit of journaling. I have reading lists in here, what I want to read. I have and you know, it's very freeform, so I fill out different days. I fill out with different types of lettering or whatever. I have a habit tracker. The habit tracker is neat because I just write down what I want to keep track of, like my water, my headaches. I keep track of headaches because I'm a migraine sufferer, and I like to tick off when I get a headache so I can keep track of how often I'm getting them a month, or how long I go without one. So I just tick those off. So that's very free form. I keep, you know, I turn the page, I got a big to-do list. Just a list of things I know I need to do. You know, get out the patio furniture, stain the deck, like all the large things that I want to kind of tick down through. I do a to-do list, and then usually once a week, or once every second week, I'll pull something off my large to-do list and jot it down on my day of one of my weeks. So that's my first booklet. It's just every day, it's a to-do list, tick them off as I go, and then at the end of the night, I just do a little bit of journaling to say what happened that day, or what the weather was like, or what have you. That's that. In order to keep track of upcoming things, the next thing in here is just one of these little calendars that you can buy at the store that has, whoops, I'm dropping things out of here now. One of these little calendars that just has, you know, a month in it, like that. And basically what I do is I put a tab on for the current month, and I just fill in any doctor's appointments, tutoring, stuff with the kids, paydays, bills that need to be done, anything like that, I jot it in here. And then every week, as I'm writing out my weekly or my daily stuff for my, every time I fill out my daily stuff in my bullet journal, I always just check my calendar to see what I've got to remember to do that day or that week. The last booklet in here is my Create Journal. This is just where I keep track of my notes for Flosstube, new starts, lists of things I need to pick up, ideas of things I want to make, ideas of things I want to stitch, notes on different things. It's just an ongoing creative list. Mostly like stuff like Flosstube, things I want to talk about. And then at the back, I have a clear pocket folder with a calendar, some sticky notes and things in it. I made a folder out of an old file folder to put things in, and with a little pen thing. I keep receipts in here if I need to keep hold of anything. More pockets, and then another pocket holder with extra stickers and things like that in it. The one thing I love about this is that it's really compact. I can just pick it up and go. It fits in my purse because it isn't too big. You know, it fits in my purse. It fits in my work bag. I throw it around. It's leather, so it's not going to get beat up. As a matter of fact, the more scratches and scrapes this thing gets on it, the better it looks. Durable. You can buy these. People make them. You can buy a proper Midori. Or you can buy what's called a faux dory, which people make out of leather like this, and they sell them for much cheaper, but I just made this one myself. It wasn't that difficult. So that's my solution for a planner and what I keep in it. So it's quick and it's easy and it keeps everything together, but, you know, it is what it is. So that is everything I think I wanted to talk about. I know it's not very much, but that's it. It's just been one of those kind of months, and I'm already halfway through this month. It's summertime. I may not get a video uploaded like I usually try and get it done in the first couple of days of the month. I may not get one up like say the first week of July, but I'm hoping to. I know it's only a couple of weeks away, but I can show a little bit of progress I've got done. We're going away in July for a week and a half. So I'd kind of like to do a video before we go away, but if I don't panic. I'll have one up when I get back. And I think that's about it. I want to say thank you to everybody who likes and subscribes, and you know, I love the Flosstube community because it is so encouraging and so motivating. I've been more motivated to continue with my stitching in the past year and a half than I have been for, you know, the previous number of years. My stitching was always something that I would pick up, and then after a couple months I'd put it back down again and move on to something else, and then when I got bored with that craft I would pick up the stitching again for a while. The past year and a half since I've been involved with Flosstube, I have to say, like, it has kept my motivation going. Stitchy Bug is still there. Love it. I love it, love it. I love reading all the comments. I love watching everybody else's videos. I love it. So thank you so much. I'll insert a few pictures and a little piece of video, a snippet of video, I guess, of where I take my walk. And you guys have a great stitchy day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.